Good morning, everybody. My name is London Breed. I'm president of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, and to my left is the budget chair, Supervisor Mark Farrell, and we're joined by my colleagues, Supervisor Scott Weeder and Katie Tang, to hear the mayor's proposed balanced budget for fiscal year 2016-2017. We look forward to hearing what is being proposed. I see that there are a number of department heads and commissioners and others. I look forward to a robust conversation about this coming fiscal year's budget, and we'd like to welcome you, Mr. Mayor, at this time to present your budget. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Well, good morning, supervisors. Good morning to the members of the public. Thank you, President Breed and Budget Chair Farrell, and members of the board, our elected officials, our commissioners, and all of our department heads. Also, thank you to labor and community leaders for joining us, and welcome to everyone watching at home. Thank all of you for your support as we deliver a balanced two-year budget. Every year, the budget gives us an opportunity to address the issues our city cares about. This year, we have a $9.6 billion budget to allocate and invest in ways that reflect our San Francisco values. My budget submission and the board's deliberations in the coming weeks is City Hall's clearest way to communicate our priorities. Our city is facing challenges. We can't deny that. Neighborhood crime is up. Homelessness is a visible and pressing concern. The need for reform in our police department is evident. And everywhere I go around the city, I hear from residents about these issues. They want safe and clean neighborhoods. They want us to address homelessness and address it in a humane way that respects San Francisco values. And they want world-class city services. Well, this budget addresses those needs. It invests in answers to homelessness and housing. It invests in police reforms and public safety. And it invests in quality of life in our neighborhoods and the well-being of our people. We are using this unique time in our city's history to make the lives of all of our residents better and our city stronger. Homelessness is a top priority. We all know that there are far too many people on our streets, in fact, in and around City Hall, across our neighborhoods, and to tell the truth, across the country. Fortunately, San Francisco has some of the most innovative and compassionate programs to lift people out of homelessness. Programs like Care Not Cash, Project Homeless Connect, direct access to housing, the first LGBT shelter in the country, and our navigation centers, all founded here in San Francisco. And while we have made significant progress in better serving homeless veterans, families, and youth, we know we have to do better. So we are making unprecedented investments to serve and house people experiencing homelessness. Through our navigation center model, we have now helped 500 people move off the streets. So we are set to open another navigation center at the Civic Center Hotel with an additional 93 beds. But navigation centers are not enough. People need permanent exits in the housing to be successful. And that's why in this budget, I have included funding for 300 units of permanently supportive housing for single adults, and we will expand housing subsidies for seniors and people with disabilities. And this budget fulfills my promise to create a new department whose sole mission every day is to end homelessness for an individual, a family, and a veteran. This united strategy and service delivery system will ensure that we are working at our highest efficiency and will help at least 8,000 people exit homelessness in the next 4 years. And as you all know, I appointed Jeff Kaczynski as director of this new Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing. Jeff's official first day is tomorrow, although I think he started last month. And I'm confident that under his leadership, we will make homelessness rare, brief, and a one-time occurrence. In addition to addressing the challenge of homelessness, violence prevention and reforms to our public safety system are at the top of our shared priorities. My budget includes a comprehensive reform package and a $20 million investment over the next 2 years to implement. Reforms alone are not enough to have an impact on community violence, particularly for our communities of color. Well, this budget includes new funding for violence prevention programs that we know work for residents at risk of entering into the criminal justice system. This includes funding for jobs programs, an African American violence prevention collaborative, and the strengthening of our crisis response and street outreach teams. Additionally, the budget includes funding for police reforms to build greater trust between police officers and the communities with increased oversight, transparency, and accountability. We will also ensure that, accompanied by the right training, all officers will have the equipment and tools they need to do their job and protect the public, such as the growing of the department's body camera program. And I know that these investments in our police department must be accompanied by funding for our Office of Citizens Complaint. My proposed budget includes a 25% increase in investigators, ensuring a timely and thorough response to every officer-involved shooting. Well, this budget also focuses on the quality of life in our neighborhoods. This is an issue we all hear about at every community meeting, the need for safe and clean neighborhoods. That's why I created our new neighborhood-based Fix-It teams, which will empower city workers from several city departments with the See It, Fix It strategy. We are also expanding our street cleaning and building on our successful Pit Stop program to improve the quality of life in our neighborhoods. And as part of this focus, we know we need to get more officers into our neighborhoods. So our 6-year public safety hiring program will continue over the next 2 years, and the city will reach 1,971 officers by the end of 2017. And it is vital that we make investments now that will pay off in the long run. In this budget, you will see full funding for the capital plan, the information technology, and our city equipment program. This includes seismically strengthening our seawall and funding critical fire department equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, our strong economy allows us to make these investments, demonstrating our priorities to our residents. However, I remember, as sure as you all do, when our city was cutting the budget and not adding to it. That's why we are committed to successful financial policies we put in place, like 2-year budgeting, long-range financial planning. Because when times are good, we can't get lazy about our fiscal discipline. It is important to safeguard our reserves, pay down debt, and be strategic about initiatives that we bring to voters to ensure that they are affordable over the long term. It is also important for us to bring in new revenue when it's possible. And I'm proud to partner with many of you on the major revenue measure for this November's ballot. I want to thank everyone who put in months of work to craft this sales tax expenditure plan. Thank you, Supervisor John Alvalos, Supervisors Wiener, Kim, and Farrell for your leadership. And most importantly, to community leaders and business stakeholders who are coming together as one to support this effort. The revenue from this sales tax will help us keep the promises we made to maintain a greater transportation system, pave our roads, and take care of our homeless residents. And as I said, my budget priorities are homelessness, public safety reforms, improving quality of life in our neighborhoods. Well, it's no coincidence that these are the top priorities that I've heard from all of you in the past months as well. And I know that each of you have issue-specific budget considerations, and we've done our best to address as many of those as we can. And this includes funding for navigation centers, pit stops, nonprofit displacement, the implementation of the Legacy Business Initiative, and backfilling state and federal government cuts to HIV and AIDS services. So, supervisors, it's in this spirit of cooperation and coming together for the greater good of this city that I present a 2-year balanced budget to you for your careful consideration. I respect this board's responsibility to review our submission and improve on the final product, and I commit to collaboration with you in the weeks to come. Thank you to our controller, Ben Rosenfield, and his team for always helping us keep in mind the bigger financial picture of the city. And a preemptive thank you to Harvey Rose and his team for all of the hard work to come in the next month. Thank you to Melissa Whitehouse, my acting budget director, and her whole staff for their so hard work in getting us ready for today. And a final thank you to everyone in this chamber this morning for being part of this very important civic process. Thank you, everyone.